It's move-in weekend, and a lot of fans have been wondering what the heck are the Sooners doing in the transfer portal, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Well, people are moving in. We're going to talk about it and break down the most important position, honestly, which is wide receiver. In a second, when we'll talk some offensive line. On top of that, Sooners had a visitor this weekend during move-in weekend that hopefully will stick around. We might get lucky while I'm recording this that there's something official to come down the line, so we will see. But let's dive into that. Before we do that, welcome to Unfair Sports. I'm your host, Jay. Thank you for pulling up to the channel. This video is powered by our partners at Bet US. Check them out. They're hooking up the gamer. 150% bonus on your first deposit of $2,000 by using promo code YouTube150. So the Oklahoma Sooners they were heavy in the portal. 15 new transfers came in for this team, and it's mainly in critical spots. Patchwork, we should say. I think we'll simplify it that way. But a lot of Sooner fans have been a little bit of unexcited about, I guess you could say is probably the best way of saying it, which really isn't a word, but I digress, about some of the picks that have been made by them. But I want to explain what makes the most sense to me about these offensive selections and why I feel like, if you want me to be honest, the Sooners really like their own players. I've talked about this on numerous platforms, but I really want to break this down because move-in weekend is going on. Players are moving in. So let's take a look at this wide receiver room because we got some momentum. All right. Shout out to our boy over there, Stoops Bros, over there on the X-Bird. That crew always puts together the names behind these players, but you can see it up here. We had some move-ins, and here's your move-ins here. You got Isaiah Satania, Emmanuel Choice, Elijah Griffin with Josiah Martin, Keontez Lewis, and Giovanni Gibson. And I'm going to be honest, they look a lot taller than I actually anticipated because I've seen Emmett Jones in person, and he's just about 6 feet. But anyway, you got these are your basic replacement for the 6 players that the Sooners lost in the transfer portal. Losing out on those big players, it hurts. I totally understand that. But what you did is you replaced that with actual production, people that have actually produced on the field and have played. Plus, you've got other players returning. So, for example, Giovanni Gibson and Keontez Lewis, they put up some numbers in the college ranks. So did Isaiah Satania over there at Arkansas, return specialist, and he put up some numbers in, that room. So these players actually played some ball. Josiah Martin, young, but he got a couple of catches here or there at Cal. So I see production here. I don't know about y'all, but I see production. But then you also got Jaden Gibson coming back. You also got Deion Burks coming back. And then the young players in Zion Kearney, Ivan Carry-On, et cetera, down to Zion Rajan, as well as KJ Daniels and Jacob Jordan. We can go down the list of players. But my point is, I think the Sooners actually like the players they have on roster more than what they saw in the portal. I know, wild concept that they actually look at the players they recruited, because even with a lot of you, the most important thing to a lot of you fans have been, why aren't we developing players? Well, you develop them by playing them, right? You get them in practice and then you play them. We saw Zion Kearney, who even had an ankle injury going into that bowl game, and he got the 50-something yard touchdown. Ivan Carry-On led the team in catches, 7 catches for over 70 yards. So I believe that those two are going to see a lot more game time now. Jaden Gibson coming back healthy after we saw what he did 2 seasons ago. Expect that. And then Deion Burks is going to be your main guy. But these wide receivers, Giovanni Gibson, tall dude, about 6'3", 6'4". Keontez Lewis is 6'2", is what he's listed as. Manny Choice is about 6'5", right? So you're Elijah Thomas is sitting there at, he's 6'1" coming in. Isaiah Satania, him and Josiah Martin about 5'11", but you have added size to go along with the players you currently have. With Kearney being at 6'1", Carry-On being 6'6". I think what Sooner fans need to understand is you brought in the production you said you want to bring in. Now you got it. To me, it feels like the Sooners really like the players they have and the development that they're going on. Now you got a quarterback in John Mateer who's thrown the ball a lot, put up some numbers, and a Michael Hawkins who's going to develop. And then a Cole Gonzalez is going to be behind him who has put up a lot of production as well. The key thing is you need dudes to go out there and throw the ball, not be afraid to. And I think Michael Hawkins showed us that with Ben Arbuckle working with him in the bowl game. You saw that same thing with John Mateer at Washington State. Cole Gonzalez, you saw the same thing as well. So I think it will be fine. Jet New will be in the backup as well. I think we're fine in that capacity, and you're going to see a massive improvement there. Let's talk O-line. But before that, shout out to our partners at BetUS. Check them out. Hooking up the gamer. 150% bonus on your first deposit to $2,000 by using promo code YouTube150. And we're right now in the betting season. And so you can check out some of these lines. You've got them for the Buccaneers, who's coming up later today, which I'm about to go watch here in Vegas. About to go enjoy that. You know, they also give a gambling insurance, get you 10% back on your net losses twice a year, so you can stay in the game. So check them out. 150% bonus on your first deposit, 125% bonus on your second and third deposits of $2,000 by using promo code YouTube150, BetUS, where the game begins. And so from there, offensive line. And so the Sooners picked up 2 offensive linemen. And I've had a few people make comment on the X-Bird of, Jay, I really wish we would have gotten some bigger splashes at O-line. And I'm going to be honest, I didn't. And I say that because you've got 2 big time players coming in Ryan Fogier and Michael Fasusi as true freshmen, ones that are actually at the level that could potentially play as true freshmen once they pick up everything. And Ben Arbuckle's offense is built to make things easier. And because it's built to make things easier, good chance you're going to see some rotations with them. But you're bringing back Jake Taylor and Jacob Sexton, who are healthy. When healthy, the line looked really good when they were healthy. Problem was most of the season you weren't dealing with guys being healthy, but they should come back healthy. But the good thing is behind them, you still got good talent that's growing with, Isaiah Autry-Dent. We saw some of him. He looked pretty solid when he got to play. You got Logan Howland. He toughened up later on in there. I mean, that Alabama game, probably his best game of the season. So when you see dudes get to toughen up and get better, that's your 2 deep. You still got Derek Simmons, who's coming in as a transfer, and at his size, he'll be able to at least jump in and play a little bit, but you still have Fasusi and Fogier coming in, had their names combined, but you got both of them coming in. So to me, the Sooners like what they currently have. And then we look at the interior, Weiwu, second year with Beatonbow. We saw what McKay Matower did, how much he improved the second season. Hell, a lot of people was missing him. It's like, man, is there a way we can convince him to come back? He improved. I think Weiwu will as well, but you still got Eddie Pierre-Louis, who's ready to ball. He'll be going in there. Josh Isosa, who's right behind Troy Everett, who looked really good when he came back from injury. Had surgery, came back, and looked great. Looks like the medical team took care of him properly. But you have Isosa as well as Owen Hollenbeck, who will be back there at center as well. Then your edges, your other guards with Heath Zaida, who looked good as he was getting into the game as a redshirt freshman, looked a lot better than anticipated. So to me, the line is going to be fine now that you've got guys that have a little bit more experience and they've been in there together. You technically got a 4 deep here, which is really good for what we've been looking for. And I don't see anybody on this roster that's actually going to leave besides Troy Everett. He's the only one that's truly going to probably bounce. I think Jake Taylor as well as Jacob Sexton probably comes back for their senior years. So you'll get them for one more additional year, maybe. Unless, Fasusi and Fogier fight their way all the way up with Isaiah Autry-Dent and get in there. There's no concerns there for me. So I know that that's where everybody was worried, but the 2 spots where we needed it, we've got a lot of young. Our problem was we were young. Now they've got experience. All you got to do is keep developing. Let me know what y'all think. Hop in the comments. Wrap things up. We got a visitor on the defensive side of the ball. Position that we said that we need some additional help in. Denver Harris, 6'1" corner from UTSA by way of LSU and Texas A&M. He was one of the former 5 stars that was a part of that big class that Texas A&M had. Yeah. He's in town visiting on the weekend. OU Insider posted that they saw that he's in town visiting, especially during move-in. And hopefully, I haven't seen any good news pop off while I'm talking to y'all, but if he decides to wrap things up, that would be huge for the Sooners. They get you another veteran corner. Because then you've got Eli Bowen with Gentry Williams, who will be back, should be healthy. If he's healthy, gosh, that corner room is going to be great. Jacoby Johnson, who's still learning. He'll be a sophomore. He's still young. But you add that with the Denver Harris, who's got experience at a few SEC schools. Massive move forward. So there you go. I think if he commits, man, game changer. That will be a good pickup. Low risk, very high reward. He's got to just get his stuff together, and I think the Sooners can help him with that. Let me know what y'all think. Hop in the comments. How excited are you about potentially landing a player like Denver Harris? I'm stoked, but we'll dive into that a little bit later. All right, shout out homies at Bet US, hooking up the gamer, 150% bonus on your first deposit of $2,000 by using promo code YouTube150. And I'm out. No live today, but we'll get something going when I get back in town. So we'll talk soon. Peace.